Greetings, friends. This is Annette of AnnetteLeonard.com, back again with a moment for chronic wellness. Now, for those of you tuning in on video, I have a confession to make. There is this plant that sits next to me on the shelf, and if you are watching, you have perhaps seen it over the time you've been watching. And here is the confession. This plant, this little succulent, this beautiful plant is fake. Now, I've got it in a terracotta pot and I actually have it in dirt. But during the 2 years that I was down with meningitis, I couldn't tolerate touch, sound, sitting up or laying down. I had to be at a 45-degree angle. I most especially couldn't tolerate any light. And so our house became like a cave. And for all of that time, I was sleeping in the guest room and my wife stayed in our bedroom, and the isolation is so profound. I can't even in this little in this tiny little episode. But all of that is to say that in that radical time of myopic focus on like keep Annette alive, all our houseplants died. I mean, by and large, I was the houseplant tender. By default, Beck learned how. And yet, when you have to cover every window and keep all the light out, and every day becomes focused on what food has Annette kept down and have I brought her enough liquid to keep her alive, the plants are on like some back burner in somebody else's house. And so I grew up with enough privilege that to me, what makes a house feel like a home after it's like the laughter and the people are art, books, and plants. And so this here fake plant came into my life as a way to have something green that I wasn't going to kill by needing to have the blinds closed 100% of the time. But the reason I'm talking about this fake plant is that I have a few houseplants that either miraculously like fought for their lives and somehow survived, or friends have given us since the Great Reckoning 4 years ago and have fought to survive. But recently, a little crop of sugar ants got into our houseplants. And so Beck took all of the houseplants that we had out to the garage to like discourage the ants from being in our house. And like, oh, ants just like makes me feel dirty, like so gross. And in order to then bring the plants back in, it's been this whole like, are the ants gone? Who's really sure? And so I've decided that on the days that I feel good enough, I'm going to repot each of those plants before I bring them back inside. And it got me thinking about the fact that like, I know one of those plants is like a philodendron, like just a simple kind of ivy plant that you can like repot off of a cutting that we've had for at least 17 years. And I'll be damned if I can remember the last time that little bugger got new soil. And it got me thinking about us and what my roots are set in, and how long has it been since I have fed or fertilized my roots, and what is the equivalent of repotting myself in the world of living with chronic illness? We're going to continue talking about that. But that's my very long explanation about my fake houseplant, my real houseplant, and repotting. All right, friends, welcome back. It's good to be talking with you again. And until we're together again, I hope that you and yours are finding ways to be well.